And I'm not afraid of anybody. Nobody at this stage now, are they going to arrest me? I can carry me to where?
Welcome back to the Critical Lens Africa. Here we look beyond the headlines to uncover the deeper story. You may already have seen Cardinal John Onaiyekan's latest interview. But there is one statement in that interview that deserves much closer attention. Why would an 82-year-old cardinal suddenly ask, "Are they going to arrest me?" That question may sound simple, but when you connect it to what has happened to other critical voices in Nigeria, it takes on a completely different meaning. And there is one disturbing contradiction involving Sowore and a man who is now President Tinubu's ambassador that many people are overlooking. Stay with us, because this is bigger than one cardinal's disagreement with the presidency. First, listen carefully to the cardinal.
And everybody, many people.
I know many people.
I spoke on behalf of my fellow bishops.
Because recently, after the meeting with the president,
yes,
after you had reviewed some of the things that are supposed to have been done in Nigeria, there were some clashes from the presidency that were not supposed to have said in the public. Do you feel embarrassed about that?
I don't have to, because there were other voices now on the social media. Not only that, so I didn't even have to reply to anything. Other people have spoken on my behalf. I didn't go to arise to please government or to just please people, but to tell the truth. That's all I stand for. So I cannot be embarrassed. I'm 82 years old. Nobody can embarrass me. And I'm not afraid of anybody. Nobody at this stage now, are they going to arrest me? I can carry me to where?
That was Cardinal John Onaiyekan. He is 82 years old. And his message to the Nigerian presidency was unmistakable. Criticism will not silence him. Intimidation will not stop him. But listen closely. Why did an 82-year-old cardinal suddenly ask, "Are they going to arrest me?" That question did not come from nowhere. And before this video ends, you will understand exactly why those words carry so much weight. First, a quick summary, for those who may not know what happened. On July 28, the Catholic Bishops' Conference of Nigeria met President Bola Tinubu at the presidential villa. The bishops raised concerns about hardship. They talked about insecurity. They raised questions about elections. And they warned about what they described as the creeping danger of one-party dominance. According to the cardinal, the bishops told the president that Nigeria was bleeding and that the economy was not helping poor Nigerians. President Tinubu disagreed. He reportedly maintained that the economy was improving. He also defended the independence of INEC. The cardinal later explained on Arise News that the bishops did not visit the president to praise him. They went there to present the reality experienced by ordinary Nigerians. But the disagreement inside the presidential villa was not the real controversy. The real controversy began after the cardinal spoke publicly. Presidential aide Daniel Ojukwu accused him of being more political than spiritual. He claimed that the cardinal spoke for Catholics, not for all Nigerian Christians. Then, somehow, he dragged Peter Obi into the controversy. He suggested that Catholic institutions were rooting for Peter Obi. But wait a minute. What does Peter Obi have to do with the price of food? What does Peter Obi have to do with families who cannot afford 3 meals a day? When did hunger become a Catholic problem? And does insecurity ask its victims which church they attend before attacking them? Daniel Ojukwu was not the only presidential aide who criticized the cardinal. Temitope Ajaero described the interview as an abuse of clerical privilege. He argued that the cardinal should not have publicly explained what happened during the meeting. But was that meeting declared confidential? The bishops presented a formal statement about issues affecting the Nigerian public. And the cardinal said that statement was carefully written, reviewed and corrected before it was presented. So, he was not revealing a private confession. He was explaining a collective message from the Catholic Bishops' Conference of Nigeria. And this is where the presidency's response began to backfire. Reverend Joseph Hayab, speaking for Northern Christians, said the bishops discussed matters affecting humanity and all Nigerians, not Catholics alone. He described Daniel Buola's attack as disrespectful, shameful and a disservice to President Tinubu. Anglican Archbishop Sostines Eze also rejected the attempt to divide Nigerian Christians along denominational lines. And remember this: Cardinal Onaiyekan previously served as president of the Christian Association of Nigeria. So, this is a religious leader with a long history of representing Christians across different denominations, not Catholics alone, who also defended him. The organization accused the presidential aides of disrespecting an elderly statesman who was speaking in the public interest. Former Kaduna Central Senator, Shehu Sani, also reminded Nigerians that Catholic bishops have consistently criticized both military and civilian governments. They did not suddenly begin speaking about bad governance because Bola Tinubu became president. The cardinal also said that Muslim religious leaders had presented similar concerns about poverty and hardship. I have not found a named Muslim cleric who publicly defended him during this particular controversy. But his main point remains true. Poverty does not affect only Catholics. Insecurity does not affect only Christians. When Nigerians suffer, Christians and Muslims suffer together. Former Transportation Minister, Rotimi Amici, also rejected the allegation that the cardinal was campaigning for a politician. Rotimi Amici said he knows him personally. He said he worships in the cardinal's private chapel. And according to him, Cardinal Onaiyekan supports no politician. His concern is poverty. His concern is hardship. And his concern is corruption. Rotimi Amici then accused the presidency of attempting to intimidate him. But was that simply another political allegation? To understand why the word arrest entered the cardinal's response, we must consider what has happened to other critical voices. Peter Obi has repeatedly alleged that his personal rights, his family, and his businesses have been targeted because of his opposition to the government. A property belonging to his younger brother was controversially demolished in Lagos. Peter Obi said the demolition happened without prior notice or a valid court order. The presidency denies targeting Peter Obi or any business associated with him. But Peter Obi insists that the pressure is real. Now, consider Omoyele Sowore. And please pay close attention, because this is where the contradiction becomes very difficult to ignore. The federal government prosecuted Sowore over a social media post in which he called President Tinubu a criminal. The DSS filed cybercrime charges against him. And in June 2026, Sowore was remanded in Kuje prison after his bail was revoked following his failure to appear in court. But during the trial, Sowore's lawyers produced a very important piece of evidence. Before becoming a supporter of President Tinubu, Reno Omokri publicly described Tinubu as a known drug lord. He even claimed that he possessed documents to support the allegation. Now, think about it. Calling somebody a known drug lord is arguably more serious than simply calling that person a criminal. Yet, Reno Omokri was not prosecuted. After changing his position, after praising President Tinubu, and after saying he had apologized for those comments, Reno Omokri was appointed Nigeria's ambassador to Mexico. Sowore's lawyers played Reno's old video in court, and the judge admitted it as evidence. They then asked the DSS witness a simple question. Why was Reno Omokri cleared for an ambassadorial appointment, while Sowore was being prosecuted over a less specific description? The DSS witness said he had no answer. Yes, Reno says he withdrew the allegation. And yes, he says he personally apologized. But the uncomfortable question remains. Is the real offense the language that was used? Or is the problem that Sowore refused to change sides and begin praising the president? SERAP and Amnesty International called for the charges against Sowore to be withdrawn. They argued that criminal laws should not be weaponized against government critics. Sowore also said he was arrested or detained 5 times in 2025. And he is not the only one. The DSS arrested Nigeria Labour Congress President, Joe Ajaero, at Abuja Airport. That arrest came shortly after he criticized the government's increase in petrol prices and threatened possible industrial action. Amnesty International described his arrest as arbitrary. The organization also described it as evidence of an escalating crackdown on civic space. Then, there is investigative journalist Daniel Ojukwu. He was detained for more than a week after reporting alleged financial misconduct involving a senior government official. For several days, his family and colleagues did not even know where he was being held. And then, there is social media activist Justice Mark Chidiebere, popularly known as Justice Crack.
Free Justice Crack! Free Justice Crack! Nigerian army, shame on you! Shame on you! Una dey carry person wey say make dem feed una well. Come court!
Justice Crack published videos in which Nigerian soldiers complained about poor feeding and welfare conditions in conflict areas. Shortly afterwards, his family reported that he had disappeared. The Nigerian army later confirmed that it had arrested him, alongside some of the soldiers featured in those videos. Justice Crack was handed over to the DSS. He was charged with cybercrime, breach of public peace and felony. He was then remanded in custody. The Attorney General of the Federation eventually took over the prosecution. The army alleges that Justice Crack went beyond reporting the soldiers' complaints. It accused him of attempting to incite discontent and subversion within the military. Justice Crack pleaded not guilty. WHO condemned the manner in which he was taken. The organization accused the authorities of using national security to silence criticism. And once again, we must ask, if the soldiers' complaints were false, why not answer them with evidence? Why was the first response to seize the person who brought those complaints to public attention? And now, we arrive at the real implication of the Cardinal's words. When he asks, "Are they going to arrest me?" Nigerians understand the weight behind that question. This is a country where political opposition leaders have alleged that they, their families and their businesses are being targeted. It is a country where activists have been prosecuted over social media posts. Labor leaders have been arrested after challenging government policies. Journalists have been detained after exposing alleged corruption. And social critics have been taken into custody after publishing the complaints of Nigerian soldiers. Peter Obi, Omoyele Sowore, Ajaero, Daniel Ojukwu, and Justice Crack. These are only a few examples. The list can go on. Now, let us be clear. This does not mean that every investigation is automatically a political witch hunt. Security agencies must investigate genuine crimes. And every accused person must be allowed to defend themselves in court. But when critical voices repeatedly face arrest, prosecutions, threats, or pressure against their families and businesses, Nigerians have every right to question the pattern. At 82, the Cardinal is not looking for a government appointment. And he is not contesting an election. The presidency has every right to disagree with him and the bishops. But disagreement should be answered with facts, with policies, and with visible results. Not with allegations that a respected religious leader is secretly working for Peter Obi. Has insecurity reduced? Can ordinary Nigerians afford food? Do Nigerians trust INEC? And are the people surrounding President Tinubu honestly reporting the true condition of the country? Those are the issues the bishops placed on the table. Attacking the Cardinal will not make those questions disappear. Instead, the reaction appears to reinforce his warning. Some people around the president may be more interested in protecting a political narrative than presenting Nigeria's true condition. The Cardinal has now made his position unmistakably clear. He will not be embarrassed. He will not be intimidated. And at 82, he is asking those attacking him one unforgettable question. I'm not afraid of anybody. Are they going to arrest me? They can carry me to where? What do you think? Did the presidential aides attack Cardinal Onaiyekan because they could not dismiss his message? And what does the contrasting treatment of Sowore and Reno Omokri tell us about criticism, loyalty, and political reward in Nigeria? Please share your opinion respectfully in the comment section. Subscribe to the Critical Lens Africa. And share this video so it can reach more people.